I have to plan. Alright. Fine. Here's what we'll do. Yeah, I'm the super top laner. Fuck a Shin. Fuck everybody. I'm the best. Alright, here's what's gonna happen. Alright? I'm gonna fire up one of my replays. And I was just kidding before. I'll probably play on this when I get back. I'm annoyed, but I think I'm just deflecting my aggravation because I know I'm going on a vacation. It's funny. I'm gonna change the stream title here. This video that I'm about to do is going to be an application of the split push video that I talked about. Now, let's do a little backstory before we start this, okay? This account is the account that was... So this is basically split push part 2. Alright, this is split push part 2. Before we start this, I have to sell out. I have to sell out and I have to keep everyone informed on what the hell's going on. I'm going on a vacation. If you see this video on YouTube, I recorded it live on Twitch. I'm going on a vacation for about 9 days-ish. I should be around the 24th. I should be back Monday. 24th of July. I made a split push video. You guys have been wanting me to follow up on it. I've kind of kept pushing it back because Rift came out, all these new patches came out, I got really overwhelmed with all my bullshit, got a new editor, had one of my editors rage quit. I've been on some serious confusion grind for a while, okay? And I'm gonna one take this video, but I have some things that I have to take care of first. The first thing is, if you like my streams, this is my sellout mode that I'm gonna go into. I'm about to take a vacation. If you like my streams, please consider subbing. The reason why I say that, the reason why I'm being extra sellouty today is because when I take a vacation, I generally lose a lot of subs. And as a streamer, this is one of the things that will stress you out. If you ever wonder, hey, what's it like to be a pro video game playing guy that plays video games all the day, whether you're pro, well, mostly streamers, right? Streamers in general, when you do what we do, you know what happens? When we take vacations, we stress the fuck out. Literally, I'm stressing out because I know when I take a vacation, I'm going to lose my subs on Twitch. I'm going to lose a bunch of subs on Twitch. It happens every fucking time. So if you like my stream and you want to support it, you like my videos, and you want to keep me motivated and happy when I come back on the trip, please consider subbing. Now, that's one sellout thing. The second sellout thing that I have to do before I start this replay, let me make sure that the video is actually, where is it? This one. Okay, it's ready. The second thing that I have to do before I go is we have t-shirts now. Neace shirts, dude. Neace tees. Why the fuck? There we go. We have Neace tees. Really cool shirts from Into the AM. I am promoting this because I've worked with these guys forever. I actually wear their stuff. In fact, I actually am wearing their stuff, and this wasn't even planned. I'm wearing one of their shirts right now. Check out their shit. They made a Neace shirt to basically celebrate the fact that I've sold a bunch of clothes for them. So please check it out. I will have a link in the video, or I'll have my fucking editor do it. Fuck this thing. Why does this keep popping up? There we go. I'll have my editor do it. And yeah, that's all the sellout shit that I'm doing. Oh no, it really wasn't planned. I actually just kind of lucked into this. No bullshit. But anyways, so without further ado, thanks for being a fan of the stream. Thanks for supporting my stream. Sorry that I won't be streaming for about a week. Buy my shirts. Fuck G-Bay's bullshit. Call me Hashinshin. And I think I'm caught up. Damn it, G-Bay. I was just being peaceful. No, I'm kidding. Alright, anyways. So, split push part 2. Okay, so, the first part of the split push video, I did my whole fucking PowerPoint presentation on split pushing and explain the whole concept of split pushing, okay? I was actually going to use Fogged for these, for a video, who's a Tryndamere player, but I just have been playing Tryndamere more, so I'm going to use my own. A little easier to get a hold of in some respects. So, hold on a second. What the fuck? That's horrible. Let's do this way. And this way. There we go. So, this is going to be, drum roll, split push part 2. Okay, so for the first video, and you can check that out, we talk about split pushing, fight, flank, and float, which we'll go over again. But this video is going to be me analyzing my own replay, and I'm going to be using Tryndamere as an example, which is like the staple split pusher. Tons of split pushers you can use. All right, it could be Jax, it could be Riven, it could be fucking anybody that, and we're going to get to the different phases of this. But essentially, when you are climbing low elo, or well, really any elo, your goal is going to be to come up with a reliable way to be winning your lanes. Tryndamere is a very easy champion for me to demonstrate this, and is a champion that I never really seem to lose skill at, even if I take weeks, months off. The only thing that I really lose skill at is like when to ult sometimes, because some champion interactions are new, right? So when we go into this lane, our goal is to win it. Win it at all costs, okay? Obviously, it goes without saying. But the reason why I stress it is because in order to be a good split pusher and to get into the whole fight, float, flank bullshit that we talk about, generally you're going to want to win lane. Now, it's not going to happen every time. You're not always going to win lane. You're not always going to fucking crush the guy that you're facing. But the beauty of this is with top lane, top laners are generally so bad, as long as you practice your champion and you know when and where you can trade and when you can all in, then you can normally find a good spot. This guy is a, I don't know, the gay clan tag is cracking me up right now. This guy is a diamond Riven player with a skin. I mean, he's just a standard, like, textbook example, and I'm not even doing this to flame the guy, but he is a standard, like, textbook example of why split pushing is still very, very effective. Because countless players do not think before they trade in top lane. They do not think about what the fuck they're doing when they go into the lane, what can kill them, how they can die. And we can just take advantage of it by just pure muscle memory practice on our champion. We can take advantage of it. This is just all standard shit. For Riven versus Tryndamere, I auto Riven, E away, farm up some Fury, yada yada yada. We trade. Auto, E away, yada yada yada. Like, it's all standard Tryndamere shit. Look for a big trade at level 2. And just keep my HP lead up over this guy. And eventually we're going to all in him. There, I do want to point something out though. And this is important, by the way, guys. I know this video is going to drag a little bit. But the only way that you guys are going to learn how the fuck the whole splitting concept works is if we sit down and go over a replay from start to finish, okay? So bear with me. First things first. I get lazy sometimes. I autopilot sometimes. I intentionally played this game, this Tryndamere game this morning, and tried hard as I could just to make sure that I had all the talking points down that I wanted to talk about. I want you to notice that my Sejuani started towards red, or I'm sorry, started towards blue and is working her way towards red, right? She's nowhere near top. So I am intentionally holding my E and holding my my position so that if Elise shows up, I can get out and not lose any lane control. Things like this are very important, guys. Things like this are very important because in order to win lane, you have to avoid obvious ganks. This is a standard, like, Elise is going to clear her camps and come top gank. If you get caught by it, you're a fucking noob. Now, I get mad when my junglers don't open the way that I want to, and I bitch and moan and complain, but honestly, it is your responsibility to monitor your jungles. They are idiots. If Elise does a full clear when you're playing fucking Ignite versus Riven or whatever, and there's the other team's jungler's Elise, and he's very clearly going to come top and try to pressure the lane, like, yes, it's frustrating, I get it, but it's your responsibility to play the lane out properly. All right. So, obviously, I'm playing back. Notice my spin is held so that I can get away as soon as Elise shows, and I'm in no jeopardy of dying. I float around for a little bit, waiting to see if Elise leaves. She leaves, and then I loosen back up again. This is all standard stuff. Here, Riven's gonna kill herself. And this is just me understanding the matchup more than her. Now, we can go into every single matchup, Tryndamere versus whatever, Jax versus whatever, Aurelia versus whatever champion that you're gonna be playing. Your responsibility is to figure out your shit. Here, Riven extends a trade for too long. Actually, she doesn't die here. I'm actually a noob here. I missed my spin, so I wasn't in spin auto range, and I don't get the kill. Either way, I'm playing to my strengths in the lane, right? And trying to find an all-in spot. I will kill her eventually, but I was a noob in that spot. Oh, here's a good example, right? We know our situation is better than Riven does. We're going to start whittling Riven down under tower. I want to go over this again. I didn't get the kill that I wanted, but I get it with minions under tower. You let Riven auto you first. So she draws minion aggro, let her auto you a couple times, and then auto spin through the tower and Q in case you fucking tank the tower shot. Now, all this is the build-up, okay? All of this is your responsibility as a player. You need to know how to win your lanes, how to avoid the early jungle ganks, and then we can get into split push mode. Split push mode really only exists when you can actually 1v1 the guy that you're facing. We can only really go into fight, flank, float bullshit when we are the fed carry. We are the guy holding all the cards in the room. Okay? This is a diamond Riven. So if you're watching it and you go, oh, well, this Riven sucks, I agree. But guess what? Every player you face all the way till diamond is probably going to suck a big floppy, and you'll be able to take advantage of them. The times that you can't take advantage of them, you calmly farm up and play the game out naturally and make sure to hit the majority of your CS, which is generally what, you know, the really good Tryndamere players do. If they can't find a kill, they'll just farm. It's okay. And sometimes you'll botch that dive that I just showed you. It's all good. It's just you need to understand that this is similar to how your early game needs to look if you're going to get anything done. There, she TPs to a minion before I can push. I back. I'm copying box repeat right now because I like the playstyle. It's fun. I've been having fun playing it again. I go ward deep, get some vision. Actually, I don't think I had a ward there. And pretty soon, Riven's going to 1v1. I don't know why. I don't have to ult because I'm a G. We're going to keep skipping ahead. I'm pretty sure I kill her without using my ulti. Yeah, I do, because she's bad. And now we're pushing. This would be a fight scenario. Alright, this is what we talked about in the first video. This is fight. Get that image in your head. Why do I say fight? Because we're not floating. Notice the difference. Where's my epic pen for this shit? And even challenging in lane would be considered fighting, right? This is a fight scenario. We're fighting because we challenge and then we're actually hitting the fucking tower. The tower is being hit. What does this do? This is going to draw pressure. We just killed the top laner. You got to put yourself in the position of the opponents that aren't Riven, okay? People will be rotating to top thinking, I can kill this guy. Well, we kept our ult in this case, right? So, we're going to hit the tower, pull somebody to us. If they show up, then we might challenge them with our ult, depending on what our team's doing. But here, notice, our teammates, and I'm going to use this, are giving us vision. The Neace is here. The Zed is here. Rotations, yeah, could happen. Bot lane could rotate to top, but it's rare. And if Sivir rotates to top, I'm diving her, 100%. If Blitzcrank rotates to top, it could be 2v1. I might step back. I'm not going to just dive a Blitzcrank right away. I'm going to wait and see what the fuck's going on, right? But see, all these different scenarios are accounted for before we hit the tower. We already know. If Sivir shows up, or I'm sorry, if, well, I misread this. It's Tristana and Thresh, my bad. So if Thresh shows up, same thing. If Tristana shows up, same thing. It's the same shit. Tristana probably can't dive her if she's 6, but if she's level 5, yeah, we could dive her. Okay? So it's the same shit, just reversed. Anyways, we're hitting the tower. And we have all these different situations accounted for, right? So Riven shows back up. Notice I'm being a cocky prick, right? You see it. I'm intentionally trying to pressure as much as possible based on the fact that I know that my team is pressuring. This is a super important fucking part. If you can continue pressuring and your teammates are giving you information, you need to, or you're not a good split pusher. You need to pressure with the intent to escape. Okay? So this would be more of a float in theory, because we're not really going to dive Riven. This is more of a, we're just going to poke at Riven and then draw people to us and get the fuck out. We're not actually planning on diving her. We want people to chase us, which would be floating, right? So here, now we reassess. The next wave hits the tower, and you see how this is a very liquid thing that we're doing with split pushing, right? 1 minute, I'm thinking I'm going to get out. The next minute, I look, my teammates are still doing shit. Right? I could see Elise and Thresh mid. I could see Tristana bottom, which means the only person that could show up is Anivia, but she's dead. Or I'm sorry, Zed, but he's dead. I keep reversing the sides here. Zed's gone. So it's just me and Riven, right? Okay. Knowing that it's just me and Riven, I pressure the tower, I trade real quick, and then spin out. I'm now fighting. I'm now trying to kill Riven if she'll give it to me. If she derps out or whatever. This is also known as exit trading, when we are probably going to back soon, but we're trading because we know that even if we take a bad trade, we're going to be able to get out. So here, I think we bait her into it. And then we basically just flash auto with ult, right? That's a mechanical outplay. Same thing with this bullshit. This is all heads up. Now we fought, right? Now we're floating, right? Which is basically the same thing as saying escape. Drawing as much pressure as we can, given the action. Well, we didn't know that Thresh was roaming. We didn't know that Elise was coming. Now we do. Riven died again. Gave us a killing spree. What's our goal? This sucks. Maybe we shouldn't have challenged, right? Maybe we shouldn't go for the Riven kill. Maybe we should just leave straight up. Who knows? But now that we're in this position, our goal is to float, waste as much time as possible so our team can do anything. Thresh is topside, which means, generally speaking, this tower is going to be pressured. Could go. Could not. Who knows? But we're going to waste as much of their time as possible, right? So, we play the minions. We know that the minions are on the tower, so we can run through tower. We spin over the wall. We saw where Elise was. Then I think Zed's going to show up. Dodge the Elise cocoon. Dodge as much of Zed's shit as humanly possible. Wiggling. Teeheeing. Being annoying as fuck. Try to walk out through tower. Thresh is still chasing. Sucks dick. And we basically just played a game of fucking Pac-Man. Alright? And we made it so that we were absolutely stuffed into a corner before we died. Which is, I mean, considering, like we said, we may have not needed to trade into the Riven. But considering we're in this spot, that's not bad. That's a pretty good use of our time. Also, the wave was pushed the whole time, so minions were missed. And so that's a decent spot. There was some fucking yum 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 going on there. They were fucking chasing, dude. Anivia now gets to push her lane. Bot tower, they actually dove Tristana, which, by the way, if you're watching this and you're not a split push guy, you're a bot laner, this is when, you know, if your top laner's fucking crushing it and now the support's up there, loosen up and try to make a play down in bot lane. Look for it. You don't have to force it, but look for it, right? So they actually made the right thing happen. Sometimes that's not going to be the case. Now, lane phase is pretty much over, in my opinion. Once that first tower falls, generally I say that's the end of lane phase. Because what that means is your bot lane's going to start roaming around the map, as you can see here. And also, additionally, for some reason, this guy's roaming around too. This is a trap, and this is what I've talked about in countless videos. People abandon the split push and they say, well, this top laner's going and killing my team. Oh well. if we're playing by just like split push fucking rules of the road, you stay top and you focus on pressuring the map and getting big. That's all you focus on. Don't worry about what King Ice Pop with the gay clan tag is doing. Alright? Worry about what you're doing, which is pushing and getting big. Hitting the gym. People would be confused here and be like, Neace, why are you doing this? I was trying to cut the wave and then look into the enemy jungle and see what I could find. I don't really know what's up here. So I figured if Riven was mid, then she's going to be missing the farm anyways, and I can just dive her whenever I feel like and take the tower whenever I feel like, okay? So this is more of a, this is a very aggressive push here. This is a very aggressive fight type of push where we are taking the tower, but we're actually proxying this fucking tower. Like we are covering, and I just want to really bring this home, people that are confused. We're saying that this whole fucking section of the map is ours right now. We really want to draw pressure here. We really want someone to challenge us here. If Riven TPs, I was going to turn around and dive her under tower, 100%. I wasn't even going to wait. I was just going to walk in and ignite her and try to dive her right away. All right? Just so you guys understand. I think Blitzcrank cancels it. He does. He's an asshole, right? We're chilling. He pings tower, but we're just calmly letting the wave crash, right? Whatever. We're going to get the tower. And we're going to deny as much creeps as possible. We've already gotten first tower on bot side. I feel like there's more value in taking jungle camps. So I let the tower just kind of die on its own. And I'm looking for jungle camps to take. And again, to draw as much pressure as possible. So here, I'm going to take wolves. Tower's going to die. I look around. And I'm going to shove one more wave in back. Or try to. I might not be able to here. And I get to. Cool. So, now, again, we could group with our team. You know, Riven's in fucking mid battling or whatever she's doing, right? No. Don't worry about that shit. Worry about what you need to do. Worry about what wins the game long term. Here, still shoving the lane, taking jungle camps. This is doing two things. Riven is missing farm every time she leaves. We're also getting damage on tower every time she leaves. We're also gimping the jungler, and we're getting like 1.5 XP. So basically bonus XP than from what we should be getting. And we are getting every ounce of XP in the top lane. We're getting jungle camps. We're drawing pressure to us. We're winning towers. And we're becoming the biggest person in the room. Like, there's so many reasons why grouping as a split pusher, especially in low elo, is wrong. It's because you lose all of that shit. This is all guaranteed, right? Once you start winning, it's all guaranteed. We get all the XP. We get all the farm. And we gimp the enemy jungler. And we can dive the top laner. And we can probably 2v1 in some spots, right? Now, here, my team is doing Rift. Rift is an option that you can take if you want to solo it as, well, pretty much any top laner that split pushes can solo the Rift right now. If your team's already doing it, you don't necessarily need to help with it. All right? You don't necessarily need to. Here, I like to take vision. This move is advanced. Some people don't understand this. Pull the wolves away from the fucking wolf pit. When you're clearing camps and it's a stressful spot to clear, yes, we know that there's two bottom, but Thresh can still roam to us and CC us and maybe screw with our camp taking, right? So you want to position in such a way to protect yourself from that so that you can escape easier. Pulling the wolves out when we're floating, this is a float, right? We're not diving Riven. We're not diving Thresh. We're not doing anything other than taking some camps and getting the fuck out. We're not looking to do anything right now until there's actual pressure on the map. Right now, our Sivir has died. Mid was falling on its own. So we didn't need to do anything other than pull people to us and get the fuck out. Also, I think we won Rift there too. Here, Blitz roams over, hits a nice hook. Whoopie-doo, we're fucking rocking. Right? Now we can shove top. And this is just straight up fight for now, right? We can see two bottom. Why don't I dive here? Let me analyze this for a second. How much gold do I have? This is interesting to me because I think... Oh, no. There's 2 here. I thought it was only Riven. My bad. I didn't see 2 sitting there. Yeah, you're never diving 2v1. You're never fighting 2v1 and diving. That's a throw. Especially with all the catch-up XP. You're never fighting 2v1. That would be really dumb. You can fight 2v1 off a tower, but you don't dive 2v1. That's just retarded. The only time you go for that is when it, like, is very easy to execute. Now, this would be fight, right? We're fighting here. Trying to kill Riven. We back her off. Notice, why are we doing this? Our team is fighting in mid. So, as soon as we know that we're allowed to basically put our foot on the gas, we're going to be fucking doing it. Someone in chat asked a pretty good question that I want to include in this. Is asking, why do I go sweeper? I like to take sweeper and drop some pink wards down and sweep and clear vision constantly. I like getting the little XP boosts from it. I think it's kind of nice. And considering we have a lot of downtime because of this Boxer Pete bullshit that we're doing with the Tiamat and the attack speed and the Essence Reaver, the farming shit, I seem to believe that it just gives me more value than just like a blue trinket, because we're way ahead of our opposition in terms of like pushing the lane and clearing camp. We can clear and push so fucking fast that we might as well use that extra downtime to take some more vision away, right? So that's why we do that. Now, here we're being very aggressive. Our team is here. Generally, I say in this spot, you don't want to get caught here if you can help it. And notice I'm playing back. Now, this isn't going to be a perfect game or anything. I think I actually go in here because I think Sejuani was tankier than she was. I spin in and, like, go right in, but she dies, so I just look like a tard. This would be a mistake, right? And these will happen to you. I look at this. I remember saying it then. I remember like, wow, that was dumb. My bad, right? That is an obvious just float, just leave. That's no big deal. Just go to bottom or to mid or to wherever and do something else. There I thought, Sejuani's pretty tanky. Maybe I can do a quick turn with her because I'm pretty fed here. It's just a dumb move. Shouldn't do it. I try to waste some time. I think I trade flashes or something with somebody. With Elise, I think maybe. Here... I don't think I get any value from... Oh, yes. That's right. I go top because Dragon's about to spawn. Normally, what you want to do is if you win the 2 towers top, if you do it quickly, you should get to bottom ASAP. But in this spot, the Dragon was going to spawn in 30 seconds. So, let's go back to top and pressure top. That way, if Riven shows her face, we can dive her if the enemy team decides to contest Dragon. So everything that we're doing is about constantly gaining XP and constantly being able to pressure in the most effective way. Same rules apply. I'm going to run ahead and push. Look for camps to take. Now I can tell by Riven's pathing, the way that she's acting, that I'm getting ganked, right? Now let's talk about this death for a minute. I'm pushing because I know that my team's going to do Dragon. Right? And generally that means that the enemy team is going to posture around Dragon. Here, I pull, I think 3 people to top. 4 people to top. This spot, as far as pushing is concerned, I never want to get caught. But if I'm ever caught like this, I'm not too pissed. I'm not too pissed about it. Because in this particular situation... My team had got a Dragon for free. They got the Inferno, or they got the second Water Drake for free, and they're able to rotate to lanes and to push. And in my mind, I could 2v1 anybody that showed up top. I didn't expect 3, and I surely didn't expect 4, but I'm more than happy to die to a 4-man gank, given that my team is actually doing something. And in this spot, they were on Dragon when it happened. So they could go to Dragon and they could push. And in this case, again, we luck out. Right? And you're not always going to luck out. Sometimes your team's going to do Dragon and just back randomly, right? This case, they actually do go ahead and pressure right away. I think I ping some summoners. Maybe I type into chat a couple like ults are on cooldown or whatever. But yeah, my team winds up taking a dragon and 2 towers. Now watch the change. Where do I go when I spawn? Right to bottom. Notice, this is a very like methodical playstyle. It's very like ABC 1, 2, 3. We win lane, we fucking pressure the lane, we take the towers, we take the jungle camps, now we move to bottom. It's exactly as I preach in the coaching. Exactly. If I did a new account with Tryndamere, the shit would have a 75% win rate to fucking Diamond 2. Easy. And probably a 60% to Masters. Easy money. Very easy money. Obviously, it gets harder the higher up you go to do this because everyone knows what the fuck you're doing. Now, we are pushing to this point. We are going to float. We have not flanked at all in this replay. And if I do, I will, if it shows up, I will tell you. But essentially, all flanking is, again, is if we shove in and we see an opportunity to flank and kill somebody. Tryndamere doesn't really excel at that unless you have, like, flash up. But he can. Honestly, though, flanking is an option here. I just don't think it's a great one. Riven is top, and there's 3 in mid. So the only person that could show up, in theory, is Elise, based on my info, and I think she was already topside. So why would we flank, right? This is something that players fucking struggle with. Is not understanding that, like, just take the objectives. All the kills in the world, they don't mean anything. The purpose of killing people, is to take objectives, okay? So that's the whole point of this shit. Is we need to take these towers. We need to take some bricks. Someone asked in chat, why not stay top? And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you are playing towards, just like when we were top, when the dragon was spawning, now there is no dragon. Okay? There is no dragon anymore. My team has won it, and I have nothing that I can take top. I can try to take inhib, but as a rule, it's very hard to get inhib because the enemy team can come out of base, and by this point, they're normally going to have home guards. It's really hard to gauge like when you can dive and when you can't, because if they run out of base with home guards, you're almost always caught, and if you're caught up here, you know what that means? It's now 4v5, and they can pressure Baron. So what you're trying to do is now there's a Baron up, so you draw pressure towards the bottom side of the map. Just in the same thing happens in reverse. If you're blue side, you would do the same thing. You'd be on the bottom side because at least if you die, your team can take the Baron potentially. They're not always going to take it, and you're not supposed to just die for free ever. But here I'm aggressively taking the towers because I know worst case scenario my team could possibly threaten Baron. Now, just some advanced micro stuff here. We can touch on before we wind this thing down. Zed is defending. He's level 12. I'm level 13. I'm huge. He's not. Every time that you run into somebody defending, you are analyzing what the fuck they're going to do and planning ahead. All I have to do right now is auto the inhib. But in my mind, I'm thinking, if Zed jumps on me or tries to poke me, what is he going to do? He's going to throw his Q. He might lead with W. So I want you to notice how I walk back and forth and just move around randomly to try to get some of those skills to miss me and miss some of Zed's DPS. Because I'm not really just satisfied with hitting the objective and, you know, using my ult, you know, just tanking him and, like, using my ult. I really want to keep my ult up while I take this objective. Okay, so I can chain that objective into something else potentially. I think I fuck up after I take this objective, but my point is I want you to see how I'm always trying to maximize value. It's min-maxing, right? We're just trying to get the most out of the spot. So notice the movements, just being weird. I'm going up, I'm going down, I'm going sideways, I'm moving randomly, I'm spinning. It's all designed so that I can focus on taking the inhib, but I don't even care. Notice how I'm not committing to Zed so much. Like, if he's gonna let me auto him, I'm gonna kill him. But I'm focused on this. This is what I care about. Again, the kills, I have 4 kills, 3 deaths right now, which is really bad, actually, considering how bad this Riven was. I shouldn't even have died this much. But notice how I don't care so much about killing the Zed, unless he gives it to me. See? Watch. I don't give a fuck about you. Hold my dick. And I laugh at him. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I get caught here because I'm an idiot. This rotation is really bad by me. I rotate to top, but this is what shows you, by the way, that split pushing is an awesome playstyle because it's generally on you to be aware of what the fuck's happening. My team is pushing, and they don't have a wave, and Thresh and Zed are back. So, I'm kind of dumb for going all the way up here. Actually, no, wait, this was fine. They were all dead. This is fine. I BM a little bit. I think I do wind up getting caught again, though. No, that was completely standard. That was fine. So, we push in. Zed shows up. Now, I know he doesn't have ult. This would be an example of a mistake, so I did make the mistake. I don't have to dive him at all. I'm just doing it to apply pressure to him, but my brain turned off, and I even think about spawn timers here. And some of you are thinking, oh wow, what a sick dive, you killed the Zed. Dude, that shit is fucking whack. This is whack. And I'm glad that I made some of these mistakes so I could show you. This is so bad. Good Tryndamere not dying here. Boxer Pete's probably not dying here. Fog's probably not dying here. Maybe he is, I don't know, maybe tries. I doubt it though, is what I'm saying. Better Tryndamere play, I'm not diving there. All I'm doing is pushing him away from the tower. I'm going to smack it a couple times and spin out. That would have been the perfect float. Fighting here is trash. Because if you die, what's going to happen? Both these guys are going to get XP from it. We could also smack the tower a few times, go take the jungle camps again, and then resume pushing with full HP. While our team Barons, and then we could even suicide 1v3, and it would be more justified because our team is actually starting Baron. But like, this is not... Personally, I hate suiciding ever, but, you know, that would be the argument for it. So, watch. They're gonna kill me now. Watch this. Watch these XP boosts that these guys are gonna get real quick. I want you to see this. Boom, 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 boom. I'm pretty sure everyone just leveled. Well, maybe not Riven. Like, everyone levels off that. Maybe Tristana didn't get it. So, we just leveled up 2 enemies, killed a useless Zed who didn't even have his ult. And we didn't damage the tower, and now our team can't do Baron, right? Shit's whack. It's a whack dive. Thankfully, again, we run pretty good with our team in this instance. I mean, they did use a lot of stuff, I suppose. We show up late to the fight, get a triple kill, or get a kill on Elise, and I think kill Zed. And then after we clean up the mess that we started, we actually started this. And then we resume pushing again. But notice, 2v1. Notice how I'm not challenging, but I'm not just giving away anything either. I'm in the enemy team's grill. I'm pressuring the map while thinking what happens if Tristana and Thresh collapse on me from over here, right? That's all I'm doing. Just finding ways to pressure the map. Clearing vision. I see Thresh flanking, so I position in order to leave. And resume pushing. Not mindlessly challenging. The big takeaway from this, guys, is that I intentionally played this game out like I would if I was, like, smurfing, right? If I was just doing a Tryndamere account like I did before. It's all about the objectives. If the kills come, it's cool. I do not give a fuck. The most important kills, if there are important kills, are the ones that you get in the lane phase early. After that, if you get them, if they come, sweet. But I'm more focused on winning the objectives. So here it's 2v1. Notice I'm not diving. I'm just hitting the tower. Wasting their time, wasting their time. Now, as a thought experiment, if there was 2 people defending and my team was losing 3v5, then there's a chance that I would loosen up and maybe try a 2v1 dive if I think I could get away with it because of how fed I am ultra late, right? This is about 24 minutes in. At this point, we're going to start ending the game. And again, I am focused. Notice I don't give a fuck about what the enemies are doing. Every time they leave me alone, I'm going to push creeps. Here, I finally commit because the game's pretty much over. And just like that, notice, 25 minutes, 230 farm, not amazing farm. I died 4 times. If I didn't die that many times, then I'd probably have like, you know, 260 or something. My team also was very good in terms of pressuring the map, which isn't always going to happen. But this is the part 2 of the split push guide. Okay, this is like a textbook example of me running a strategy or a play style and how it should look from start to finish. Again, no flanking in this one. This won't be the last time we go over like split pushing from start to finish. There'll be times where we flank. There'll be times where floating results in us getting picks on people that were just jerking off in the jungle. There'll be times where some of these games go on to 40, 50 minutes. This is the groundwork for that type of analysis. Okay? So, covering what we went over. First things first, you gotta win the lane. The only way that you can do any sort of real split pushing is you gotta either kill the guy that you're facing or farm like a fucking beast from start to finish and then hit those power spikes. But generally, you're gonna have to be a threat in that if someone comes to defend 1v1, you can dive them or you're pulling someone of value to you. So for example, let's say the enemy team had a really fed Zed player, right? And he is just murdering our team. Like, it's all him, right? And we pull him to defend the split. Then we can start thinking about flanks. We could also just float and keep him there because in that case, the guy's not damaging our teammates. But at the end of the day, split pushing, it is a game where we basically start at an even ground. We get that slight XP lead from like a kill in lane in most cases, or just massive farm, and then we just don't let up. We don't let up on the fucking push constantly. For those who are wondering, you know, why am I taking Ignite, a teleport? Teleport is fine too. Ignite's better because, as you can see, Ignite's better from my experience, my perspective, because most idiots will die to you. I could not kill anybody in Korea. I can kill like 60-70% of lanes in a lane environment with Ignite. In Korea, they know how to like not get cheesed. In NA, it's like every lane someone gets cheesed. So you just take Ignite, and then there you go. You're going to get the kill, and then you're going to be ahead to be able to do what I did in the street play. So, that's it. That is part 2 of the split pushing guide. The next guide, I'm going to try to find a game that goes a little longer and gets a little bit more chaotic. Maybe the team fucking sucks, and they just fucking throw, and they don't pressure anything, and they are just bad. And we're going to hopefully find one of those 40, 50-minute beast games to analyze and go over and cover all the thought in carrying those. Okay? You're all amazing. I really hope that you check out my stream. Consider subbing if you want to support me while I'm on my vacation. There might be some other videos coming out than my editor clips, but any like official Neace content where I like sit and rage at you guys for a while, probably not happen until I get back. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, my stream, like, subscribe, etc. I love you. Check out my shirts and all that other YouTube bullshit. You're all amazing. Have a good one. Peace. Crackers. Thanks.